Cross-site scripting, we call it XSS. It's a vulnerability, a nasty one. It has been around for a very long time. Attackers use it to inject malicious scripts. These scripts run in a user's browser. They think it's coming from a trusted website. This is bad news, very bad. It allows attackers to steal sensitive information. Think cookies, session tokens, or even login credentials. XSS can deface websites or redirect users to malicious pages. It's a persistent threat that keeps security professionals on their toes. In the early days of the web, XSS attacks caught many developers by surprise. Websites were simpler then. Security wasn't always the top priority. Attackers quickly figured out they could manipulate input fields. They could make websites display content they controlled. This included JavaScript. Suddenly, comment sections, search boxes, and user profiles became attack vectors. The impact was significant. Users' accounts were compromised. Trust in online services eroded. It was a wake-up call for the entire web development community. Pioneers in the security community played a crucial role. They helped us understand XSS. R-Snake, or Robert Hansen, is a key name here. His XSS cheat sheet was legendary. It showed countless ways to bypass filters. It opened many eyes. The Open Web Application Security Project, or OWASP, has also been invaluable. OWASP provides incredible resources. Their top 10 list consistently features XSS. They offer guidance, tools, and promote secure coding practices. Their work educates developers and organizations worldwide. Understanding XSS evasion is critical today. Why? Because input filters are not a silver bullet. They are just one layer of defense, and often they are a flawed layer. Attackers are incredibly resourceful. They constantly devise new ways to slip their malicious code past these filters. To build robust defenses, we need to think like an attacker. We must understand their techniques, their motivations. Only then can we anticipate their moves and create systems that are truly resilient against these persistent threats. There are several main types of XSS attacks. Reflected XSS is common. The malicious script bounces off a web server. It might come from a link you clicked. Stored XSS is more dangerous. The script is saved on the server itself. For example, in a forum post, everyone who views that post gets hit. Then there's DOM-based XSS. This one happens entirely in the browser. The server isn't directly involved in serving the malicious script. Understanding these types helps us see where filters might struggle. The initial idea behind input filters seemed logical. Block dangerous HTML tags, like prevent JavaScript event handlers, like simple, right? Developers thought they could create a blacklist of bad strings. If the input contained anything on the list, it would be rejected or sanitized. But the web is far more complex than that. HTML, JavaScript, and CSS interact in countless ways. This creates a vast attack surface, one that simple blacklists can rarely cover effectively. The dream of an easy fix was short-lived. Blacklisting specific strings is a flawed strategy. Attackers are creative. They quickly find ways around simple blocks. What if the filter looks for but not or? Case sensitivity matters. Attackers also use encoding. HTML entities, URL encoding, or even base64 can hide malicious payloads. The browser might decode and execute the script, but the filter might see harmless gibberish. R-Snake's XSS cheat sheet famously demonstrated dozens of such bypasses. Filters often fight a losing battle against this ingenuity. Context is absolutely king in XSS defense. A payload that works inside an HTML tag attribute might fail inside a JavaScript string, or it might need different encoding. Filters often apply generic rules. They lack awareness of the specific context where the user input will be rendered. This is a fundamental weakness. An attacker might use a payload, like in an attribute. A filter just looking for tags would miss this completely. Effective defense requires contextual understanding. Sometimes the simplest tricks work. Attackers might try mixed-case payloads, for example. If a filter is poorly written, it might only check for the exact lowercase script. This basic evasion can bypass rudimentary defenses. It sounds too easy, but you'd be surprised how often basic oversights leave doors wide open. This highlights the importance of thoroughness, even in fundamental security checks. Never underestimate the basics. They are the foundation. Encoding is a classic evasion technique. Attackers transform their malicious scripts. They use HTML entities like or URL encoding, such as they might even use hexadecimal encoding within JavaScript strings like. The goal is to make the payload look harmless to the input filter. However, when the browser processes the page, it decodes these entities. The hidden script is then executed. It's a neat trick, a very effective one too. Attackers don't just rely on the tag. Many other HTML tags and event handlers can execute JavaScript. Think of or even something like can be a vector. If filters only focus on blocking tags, they're leaving massive holes. The HTML specification is vast. It offers numerous ways to trigger JavaScript execution. Attackers know this. They exploit this knowledge extensively. More sophisticated evasion techniques exist. Attackers might use null bytes to truncate input. This can trick some filters into thinking a string is shorter than it is. Obfuscated JavaScript is another common tactic. They might build payloads dynamically using string concatenation or they might use template literals or to construct malicious code piece by piece. This makes it harder for static analysis tools and filters to detect the malicious intent. The arms race continues. Defense in depth is paramount. Input filtering is just one component. It's a first line, but it should never be the only line of defense. Relying solely on filters is a recipe for disaster. It's like having a single, easily picked lock on a vault. We need multiple layers of security. Each layer should complement the others. If one fails, others can still hold the line. This layered approach significantly increases the effort required for an attacker to succeed. Output encoding is absolutely crucial. This is where you neutralize malicious input before it's displayed to users. Encode data correctly for the specific context where it will be rendered. Use HTML entity encoding for data placed into HTML body. Use JavaScript escaping for data inside script blocks. Attribute encoding for HTML attributes. OASP provides excellent cheat sheets and libraries for this. Proper output encoding turns potentially malicious scripts into harmless text. The browser won't execute it. Content Security Policy, or CSP, is a powerful modern defense mechanism. CSP allows you to define a whitelist of approved content sources. You tell the browser which domains are allowed to provide scripts, styles, images, and other resources. It can prevent the execution of inline scripts. It can block. A well-configured CSP can dramatically reduce the XSS attack surface. It's a strong declarative security policy. Implementing CSP should be a high priority for any web application. Finally, continuous vigilance is key. Security is not a one-time setup. It's an ongoing process. Conduct regular security audits and penetration tests. Perform thorough code reviews, specifically looking for XSS vulnerabilities. Keep all your server software, libraries, and frameworks up to date. Patch known vulnerabilities promptly. Crucially, educate your developers. Train them in secure coding practices. The threat landscape constantly evolves. Our defenses must evolve too. Stay informed, stay proactive.